Hey y'all, thank you so much for joining me. My name's Jennifer with True to You Yoga, and today we are going to be doing a flow that's going to open up your chest. Our chest gets quite tight because we sit with our shoulders around it, typing or texting or driving, and we don't open it much. Props today, I would suggest a blanket or a towel for your knees. A cushion or a pillow might be great, or some blocks. So we are going to start in Thunderbolt, which is just sitting on your knees. Since we're on our knees, if you'd like, grab your blanket and place it under them. Give you a little bit of padding. If it's too much to sit all the way down on your heels, you can take your cushion and place it under your bottom, or you can always sit on a block, whichever is most comfortable for you. Just place your hands gently on your thighs. Long spine, lots of energy. Your chin is perpendicular to the floor again. Engage your abs, lift your pelvic floor. If you feel comfortable, you can shut down your eyes. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths. Inhales and exhales, in and out your nose. Try to do a pause at the top and the bottom. And that inhale and exhale can be whatever length works for you today. So go ahead and get started. Release all your worries and concerns from the day, behind you or ahead of you, whichever it may be. Feel your belly expand and contract as you do those deep breaths down all the way into your pelvic floor. Feeling your belly, your lungs, all the way up to your collarbone. Relax. Thank yourself for taking the time for your practice today. Your next inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, and then bend your arms and give a little baby arch in your back. You can kind of look up towards the corner where the wall and the ceiling meet into cactus arms, also sometimes called goalpost arms. And then draw your shoulder blades together while you're in this position. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your right hand towards the floor. Your left hand is going to reach up and over the top of your head, lengthening the left side of your body. You can either look down at the floor, straight ahead, or up, whatever is most comfortable on your neck. And think about reaching up and out of your rib cage all the way, and not just lifting your shoulder up towards your ear. Inhale, arms back up overhead. Exhale, cactus arms. Arch that back, bring those shoulder blades together. Inhale, arms up overhead, and exhale, bring your left hand towards the floor. Your right hand is going to reach over the top for that side stretch, lengthening up through that side body. Again, gaze where is comfortable. Inhale, both arms back up overhead. Exhale, cactus arms. And then we're just going to kind of tip forward. If you have a block or a cushion under your bottom, go ahead and remove that. And we're going to go into tabletop. In tabletop, your hands, your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders. Your knees are underneath of your hips. Your feet can either be the tops on the floor, or you can have your toes tucked under, and your abs are engaged. Your gaze is towards the floor. Don't get too hung up though on where your hand placement is. If it's more comfortable for you and your wrists to have your hands a little bit farther in front of your shoulders, feel free. From here, we're going to go into cat and cow. So on your next inhale, we're going to drop our belly towards the floor, give a slight arch in our back, and bring our chest forward through our shoulders. Your gaze is kind of towards where the floor and the wall meet, and not cranking your head up. Engage your abs while you're in this position. And if you had like a tail, think about flipping that tail up behind you. And then exhale, round your back. Let your top of your head drop toward the floor, your tailbone drop towards the floor, and then push up out of the floor, separating those shoulder blades, giving a nice big stretch along your upper back. Inhale, to your cow pose. Again, slight arch, but keep those abs engaged so you're not just dropping carelessly into this. And then exhale, cat. Bring those abs way up high into your belly. And then one more on your own with your inhale and exhale. I'll meet you in table, and then push your bottom back towards your feet for child's pose. In your child's pose, if you need something under your bottom between it and your heels, feel free to grab it now. Or if you need something under your forehead, your knees can either be touching or they can be about as wide as the mat and your big toes touching. Bring your chest down towards the floor as much as you possibly can. And we're going to just go ahead and today reach our arms out in front of us. You can kind of crawl your fingers out a little bit to give a good stretch down the sides of your body. Take a few cleansing breaths here, in and out. Walk your left hand over to the edge of your mat and then bring your right hand on top of it. And then shift your right bottom kind of on the outside of your right heel. And that's going to give you another stretch down your side. Walk your hands back through center. Right hand to the outside of your mat. Left hand on top of that right hand. And then drop your left bottom cheek towards the outside of your left heel. Fill in that stretch again down your left side. Just sink into that pose. Walk your hands back to center. And then we are going to go into puppy pose. Puppy pose is a really good stretch on your shoulders and the front of your chest. I had an extremely hard time with it whenever I was learning it. Come up into table, and then we are going to walk our hands forward as much as you can until you feel the stretch down your chest and sides. Your hips should pretty much be on top of your knees, but that's okay. I had to learn with, you can take that block or a cushion, a pillow, whatever, and place it underneath of your forehead. And then just let your body weight sink down towards the floor with a slight arch in your back. I know it can get extremely uncomfortable in this position. It's not something we do very often in our everyday life. So just take a few deep breaths. Try to relax. I know it's difficult. And if you need to come out of it, feel free. Lift your pelvic floor while you're in this pose to protect your back. Okay, come back. Just kind of start crawling your hands back to under your shoulders for tabletop. If you have a block or a cushion, we're going to go ahead and move it. Tuck your toes under and then press your hips up towards the back corner of your wall for down dog. Press away from the floor, spreading those fingers wide. Bring your ears between your arms if you can. Engage your stomach, lifting it up and trying to lift it towards your spine. Engage your pelvic floor. And then think about your thighs doing that internal rotation again. If you need to have your knees bent more, you can. You can straighten them up. And your heels do not need to touch the floor. Your next exhale, go ahead and slowly tiptoe walk your feet to the top of your mat into your forward fold. Shift forward onto the balls of your feet, dropping your head straight to the floor if you can. If you can't touch the floor, that's fine. Wherever is comfortable for you. Your hands can be on your shins, your knees, your thighs, wherever. Inhale, half lift. So you can bring your hands to your shins, or if you want to use a block, that's fine as well. Your back is long, and there is a slight little baby arch in your upper back, but you're still looking down at the floor. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms up overhead. Exhale, those cactus arms again. Inhale, arms back up overhead. And then we're going to exhale and bring our hands behind us. Go ahead and clasp your hands so your right thumb is on the top of your left. Exhale and just push your chest forward, and then you can slowly come forward into a forward fold. That forward fold can be as deep as you want it. Your arms might not go real far, you never know. Sometimes mine barely move at all, and sometimes they go a little bit farther. Dropping your head towards the floor as much as you can. If it's uncomfortable, then bring your arms back down towards your bottom again. Inhale, slowly dropping your arms towards the floor. Exhale, half lift. Inhale, hands to the floor. And now we're going to take those baby steps all the way back to our mat, to the back of our mat, into our down dog again. From here, you can drop your knees to the floor for plank pose. Flex your feet, bring them in tight towards your bottom, engage your abs, flatten out your back. Hands are underneath of your shoulders, spine is long, and exhale, bring your body down towards the floor, nice and slow. Place your tops of your feet back on your mat, all 10 toes touching your mat. Engage your legs and your bottom a little bit. Lift your belly up off the floor, keeping your hands right underneath your shoulders. We're going to exhale and lift our upper body. Take your tailbone and think of pointing it down towards the floor, extending your upper back, keeping your neck long and in line with your spine so your gaze is down towards the floor. Exhale, lower back down, and then we are going to push back in towards our table. Tuck those toes and go back into your down dog, however you want to modify it today, whatever option you want to take. Breath here. Lifting that pelvis, your tailbone high towards the sky, and then exhale and tiptoe walk your feet back towards the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, keeping your spine long. Push into your shins or your blocks to stretch that spine out. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, your hands behind your back. This time, put your left thumb on the top. Exhale, and push that chest forward, straightening those arms behind you as much as you can. If you can keep your palms together during this, that's great. And then go ahead and tip forward into your forward fold, letting your arms come up over your head. Couple breaths here. Gently release your hands, bring them down towards the floor. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. And we're going to do the little baby tiptoe walk again. Back to down dog. Pointing that tailbone up towards the ceiling, rotating your arms so then your inner elbow is pointing towards the front of the room, locking those shoulder blades into place. And then exhale, we're going to go down into our plank pose again for our cobra. Bring your feet into your bottom, your toes, your feet are flexed. Abs are engaged like there's a fire underneath your belly that you don't want to get your belly on fire. And slowly with your exhale, lower down towards the floor, keeping your arms right next to your upper body. Bring the tops of your feet to the floor. Engage your abs. Press those toes into the floor. Point your tailbone down towards the floor to lengthen your low back. And then lift your body up. You can use your hands to give you a little bit of a press at first. And then if you're comfortable, you can try to lift your hands up off of your mat, keeping your chest lifted as well. Gaze is down towards the floor. Exhale, lower back down. Push back into tabletop. Take a breath here. Let's just slow down and catch our breath for a minute. Engage your abs while you're in this position. Don't just be all floppy, goosey, loosey. Take your right foot towards the outer edge of your mat. Take your left foot and reach it back behind you to the outer edge of your mat. So it's behind your foot. Take your left arm, reach it up towards the sky. So they're kind of in a modified side plank option, and you can tilt your chest open if it's comfortable for you, letting your arm fall back as much as you can. This is a baby wild thing. Pushing your hips forward. Exhale, bring that left hand back down, your left knee back down to its position for tabletop. Engage, keeping that flat back like I could put a glass of water on it. Exhale, and now we're going to do the other side. Left foot out towards the edge of your mat. Your right foot extends long and comes behind that left foot with a straight leg, lifting your right arm up towards the sky. And then you can open up a little bit in your upper back. Whatever's comfortable for you to keep your balance though. And look where is good for your neck. Bring your right arm and your hand back down towards the floor, your right leg back into tabletop. Let's do a cat-cow here just to get realigned again. Inhale, drop your belly, shift your chest forward, rotate those arms. So then you're locking your shoulder blades into place and kind of gaze down at that corner of your room. And then exhale into your cow with your gaze back towards your thighs, tailbone and top of your head pointed towards the floor. Separating those shoulder blades. Relax back to table. Swing your legs around in front of you. And you can keep your blanket here if you need to for your staff pose, or if you want to move it, you can. Bring your legs straight out in front of you. Toes are flexed. Your heels are on the floor, so there's just a tiny bend in your knees. Your tailbone's doing its little flip back here. Lots of energy coming up through your spine. Abs are engaged. Take your hands, bring it behind your back, and we're going to clasp them again with your right thumb on top. And just push your knuckles down towards the floor, giving a little arch in your upper back, chest forward. And then you can drop your head to wherever it's comfortable. Deep breath here, keeping everything engaged, even your quads and your hamstrings. Exhale. Let's give a little shake of the arms. And now we're going to do the other side. So your left thumb will be on top. Bring your hands behind you. Give a big inhale. Exhale, push those fists down towards the floor. Straighten your arms as much as you can and push that chest forward, opening up through your chest and your biceps and your triceps, engaging throughout your legs. Reaching those shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale, arms down, and give them another little shaky shake. If you have the blanket under your bottom, you might want to go ahead and move it. And we're going to come down for a supine twist, so grab a block or your bolster if you need it. Slowly roll down onto your back, taking it one vertebrae at a time, using your hands if need be. You're stretched out long. You can give your legs a little shake after your staff pose. Tuck your shoulder blades, tuck your bottom, whatever you need to do to get your tailbone flat. Engage your left leg, flexing those toes. Bend your right knee, bring it in towards your chest. Give it a squeeze. And then on your exhale, take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Bring it across your body, keeping your right shoulder on the floor. And this is where if you want to use a block or a bolster, you can. Your gaze can be left, right, up, whatever's comfortable. And then your right arm, let's go ahead and do some angel sweeps. So bring it up overhead, sweep it out towards the side and all the way down towards your bottom. And then slowly take it back towards the top. And if doing this you find a sticky spot that it's really stretching, go ahead and hang out there. Keep your abs engaged while you're in this position. Feet flexed. Right shoulder on the floor. Once you get back to the top again, let's exhale and bring that right knee back in towards your chest. Give it a squeeze and straighten your right leg. Left knee in towards your chest. Give it a squeeze. Flex those toes. Right hand on the outside of your left knee. Bring it across your body, keeping your left shoulder on the floor. And again, if you want a block or a bolster under your left knee, feel free to grab that. And then take your left arm up overhead. And we're going to do those little angel sweeps again. And then just slowly start bringing your hand down towards the side of your body, your bottom area. And then bring it back up towards the top. If you find that sticky spot, stay there for a breath or two while we do this second angel sweep. Bring your left hand back down towards your knee. Exhale and roll back over and bring that left knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze. Extend it on out. Our final pose today is going to be fish pose, which is a variation of Shavasana, and it's going to open up your upper back. So you can have a bolster under there or a cushion, a block, whatever's comfortable. If you use a block, you might want to put a blanket over it just to give you a little bit of padding. It is going to go between pretty much your shoulder blades as you lay back. And then if you want a block or a cushion underneath of your head, you can place that there just so there's not as much strain on your neck. Get whatever prop you have, put it right in the middle of your back, down your spine, so then your arms can open up to the side, hoping to release some more of those muscles in your chest. And then just relax your legs like you do in Shavasana, and your feet flop open. Your arms out to the side. Take a big deep breath in your nose. Exhale out your mouth. And just let yourself relax down, sinking into the floor, letting the mat hold you. Bring your breath back to normal. If you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing some filling and life back into them. Roll over a little bit on your side so you can remove the prop from under your back. And then roll the rest of the way over onto your side, propping your head on your arm that's on the floor. Your upper arm, one on the top, is just placed gently in front of you to support you. Take this time just to thank yourself for coming to your practice, for taking that time, for helping to counterattack all the effects that all of our typing and texting have on our bodies, opening up our chest muscles. Next exhale, gently start to push yourself up to seated. And come into your easy seat. Your hands can just go on your knees for right now. Another big inhale and exhale. Inhale through your nose. Sigh it out your mouth. If your eyes are closed, then you can start to bring them open, taking in your surroundings. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I appreciate it like you would never believe. Y'all are giving me the opportunity to do what I love and bring to you this practice, which I so much enjoy sharing with you. If you like the video, I'd love for you to go ahead, go down, like it, subscribe to my channel, drop me some comments. It really helps with the algorithms on Facebook, or on YouTube, so then my videos get brought to more people. Thank you all so much for joining me today. May you always stay true in your intentions, true to your heart's desire, and speak loving truth to those around you. Love ya.